Well, today the CBC is launching a week-long series called No Fixed Address. From now till Friday, we hear from people who call the streets of Metro Vancouver home. And as part of the series, we're joined forces with Gather and Give. Now, they're a nonprofit agency that provides home essentials for people moving into their first homes. Jennifer Lee is the executive director and joins us here in Studio 31 this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
So what does Gather and Give do?
Well, we have a number of services, but our main service is to provide home essential kits, we call them, to people that are lower income that are moving into a new place and trying to start out. We also stock and store items that are needed by community programs and shelters on behalf of their programs.
Who benefits from the services?
A number of people. Our services run a large gamut, immigrants and refugees, single parents and families, youth and seniors at risk, those who have been homeless and are coming off the streets into their first single room downtown, people coming out of recovery programs, and those struggling with mental health challenges.
How important are these kinds of goods for someone moving into a home for the first time?
They're very important. One of the hardest things, and the reason we started our services, was that we heard from housing workers, social workers, youth workers, those whose job it was to help someone set up and get settled into a home to make that next transition in their life. It is very difficult with limited funds to try to acquire all the items that one needs to set up a home and become stable. It can actually, the cost can rise quite high, and people struggle. And if they don't feel like it's a home, a lot of them find that they just fall through the cracks again, and they're not able to really set up well.
So something as simple as appliances or pots and pans, things like that we take for granted. To them, that's all part of home.
For sure. I mean, we've delivered kits to families and individuals where when we've gone to their doorstep, we walk in and they're literally sleeping on the floor with a jacket. They don't have a towel to have a shower, and so they're using their clothes to dry off with. And I mean, that's not what we would consider a normal condition of living, and people feel very stigmatized by that.
What have you heard from people who have benefited from your organization?
Our biggest comment is, it's Christmas and it's not even December.
It must make you feel wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good work, but it's important work too, and that we're providing very practical care and assistance for people, and just saying, hey, we know you're out there, we just want to lend a hand.
We're in the midst of one of the roughest economic downturns in some time. So what does that mean for your organization and the people you care for?
The demand is getting higher. For instance, with all the focus on the city purchasing hotel units, and with the focus being on the fact that we need housing despite, the downturn in the economy, the demand is increasing because there are housing units becoming available, as is evidenced by, in the next couple of weeks, we're providing 92 kits above and beyond our normal month sort of request number to residents moving into a Rain City housing complex. And so for us, definitely during an economic downturn, I think the focus goes towards helping people, and so the demand rises. It can be challenging finding funding, but I think that also this is a very easy, practical way for people to help, and so I don't feel like our organization will be hindered in terms of the amount of goods coming in.
On Friday, Stephen Quinn is taking his program On the Coast, the afternoon show, to the Gathering Place. You will be there to collect donations. What do you want from people?
Well, and what I tell people is anything that's useful for somebody moving into a home. That can be in bedding and blanket category, kitchenware, towels, toiletries, small housewares and cleaning supplies. Particularly right now, we're looking for towels, can openers, basics of cutlery and dish sets, mixing bowls, and kitchen utensils. Those are all items that we're low on in the warehouse at the moment.
So once again, anything that you think is going to be useful to someone starting a new home, a new life in a new home, bring it down on Friday, and it'll be at 609 Helmkin in Vancouver, 3 to 6 p.m. on this Friday. Jennifer, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you for having me.
Who need your help. Jennifer Lee, Executive Director of Gather and Give. Now, if you have something to donate, you can get more information on the organization on their website, which is gatherandgive.org, O-R-G, gatherandgive.org. And you can also come down to On the Coast broadcast this Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Gathering Place at 609 Helmkin Street and bring a donation. Anything around the house that is in good order, good working order, towels, bedding, as you heard from Jennifer, pots and pans, anything that you may not have a use for, but someone would dearly love to have. Bring it down to On the Coast this Friday